Hello there. Thank you for choosing to check out my first video. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Caitian Scythe, the dual-sided game philosopher, and yes, it is pronounced Caitian, not Ketchin. Inspired by the likenesses of Darkness the Curse, aka The Sane Revelation, Sonic Dude 101, and many others, I've decided to begin posting some game reviews, let's plays, and other fun stuff, as well as some opinion pieces on more serious subjects like politics, religion, economics, and other topics. In the process, I hope to entertain people with my admittedly limited gaming prowess, comments, and unusual personality quirks. But my primary goal, or at least one of them, is to provide a different perspective to gaming. See, over the past decade, I've noticed an increasing trend among gamers to complain about, well, seemingly everything. And it has become so commonplace, in my opinion, that we seem to accept it without bothering to ask ourselves anything about it. Critics spend as much, if not more, time making fun of games they don't like, rather than accurately giving descriptions of them. And I can't help but feel that to an extent, this attitude has seeped into the consumers. Back in the old days, we seemed to have the patience to find the fun in what we were given, but today, we're more like spoiled children. We throw a fit at virtually anything that turns out to be a nuisance, and we blame the developers for all our woes without bothering to clearly state what we want. We don't even seem to be willing to bother considering how contradictory our demands are. We piss and moan about how games are too easy, but then complain when a difficult boss battle leaves us frustrated and stuck. We demand that games challenge us, but without being frustrating. We demand innovation and an end to countless sequels, but then buy the latest Halos, GTAs, and Zeldas, and accompany our purchases with glowing praise, showing just how happy we are that these franchises continue. Meanwhile, many original IPs get ignored or put down for either being too similar to other games or being too different from other games. In the face of this endless one-sided cynicism about the gaming industry and how different, quote, unquote, it is today compared to a decade and a half ago, somebody needs to stand up and show that there are always two sides to a story. Somebody needs to be willing to call us the arrogant, ungrateful dicks that, in my opinion, so many of us have become. Somebody, for God's sakes, needs to suggest that there's another way to look at this stuff. However, if I'm going to do that, I'll have to be completely open and honest about who I am. In the first place, I'm 25 years old. I'm still living at home with my folks. I, quote, work, unquote, as a full-time student. In other words, I'm somebody who doesn't really have much of a life and therefore has more time than most to pour into his hobbies. I've not worked in the gaming industry at all, which I'm guessing will lead many of you to dismiss what I have to say, though I feel the need to point out that the vast majority of people who present their opinions on entertainment don't actually work in the industry either. As far as gaming and much of entertainment goes, I tend to have low standards, and this has led to the accumulation of an absurdly huge library of games that numbers over 500, many of which I have not finished yet. Finally, I must acknowledge that, if my experiences are to be believed, my thinking and attitudes are far from typical. The reasons for this are numerous, and I will save any details on why for future videos should I decide to divulge more info about myself. Before I conclude this opening vid, I'd like to discuss one more thing, offending my viewers. Let's get something clear. I hate closed-mindedness in almost all capacities. Therefore, if you're somebody with a closed mind who listens to me and takes something I say personally, good. Maybe in the process I'll get you to open that sucker back up. But if you're someone with an open mind, and I say something that you take personally, let me assure you that even though I hate arrogance with a passion and seek to combat it, I'm more interested in just getting people to think about things in a different and/or more critical way. It is not meant to be personal. It is strictly meant to get people talking, and sadly, I found that in too many instances people won't talk unless you get in their face a little. I can't honestly apologize for the things I say unless I happen to change my view or realize after the fact that I've misspoken, but I am sorry if what I say offends you just the same. In short, I'm sorry if I offend you with what I say, but I'm not going to take it back unless I don't believe it anymore. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm grateful to any of you that stuck around for the full length of this introduction, and who decided to stomach the ridiculous photo I put up to accompany it. Well, thanks for your time, and this is Caitian Scythe, reminding you that we all have a dark side. Make use of it.